Bob. Bob. Bob, where have you been all this time? Where? You've been on your unicorn. Yes, I can see you've been. It's a beautiful unicorn. You've been all this time, a whole year on your unicorn. Hello, I'm Miranda and I teach young children English as a second language through drama. And today I wanted to share with you a couple of ideas of what you can do with Bob the Elf in your language lessons. Now, Bob is a great character. At home, he's a great character because he actually keeps an eye on your children to make sure that they are behaving well, and then goes back and tells Santa if they've been good girls and boys or not. So each day at home, you can maybe hide the elf somewhere secretly in the house. The children wake up and they go and hunt for the elf. So he's a great little character to have at home. But in the English language classroom, how can we use him? Well, here are a couple of ideas. The first one is what you can do is have your students come in with face-to-face classes, sit down in a circle, and then have two students leave the room or close their eyes while you and the other students, you go and hide Bob the Elf somewhere around in the classroom. And then you have an activity, you ask the children to come back into the classroom or to open their eyes, and you have an activity, a game of hide and seek, where the children, the two children who have to come back into the classroom, they have to go and hunt for Bob the Elf, while the other children actually tell them, give them directions, whether it's warm, hot, or cold, or freezing, whereabouts Bob is in the classroom. So for example, if the two children are very far away, then the other children can say, oh, cold, freezing. If the children are quite near Bob the Elf, then you can say, oh, warm, warm, warm. If they're very, very near, they can say, oh, hot, hot, very, very hot, boiling hot, until they find him. Another idea, what you can do one step further than that, is actually have another two students leave the room or close their eyes. You can hide Bob the Elf, and then you can have other students giving directions to the two students who come back into the classroom and say forward, left, right, forward, up, down, under. So it's a way of practicing some prepositions, and then they find Bob the Elf. So that would be more suitable for older children. Younger children, cold, warm, hot is fine. For older students, you could do the directions, left, right, up, down, under. Yes, Bob the Elf. And then to give it an extra element to the activity, you could give it a time limit. So you could have, for example, put on your phone an alarm clock, so they only have 1 minute to find Bob the Elf, and that's it. Now, the thing is that that's great if you're teaching face-to-face, but if you're teaching online, how can you use Bob the Elf? I call him Bob. He's an elf. You can call him whatever you like. I call him Bob. How can you use him online? Well, one idea could be to keep your students engaged online in your online lessons when the energy is dragging a little bit, is to have Bob the Elf pop up every now and again, and the children have to count how many times they see Bob during your online lesson. So during your lesson, at any point, you're not going to say when he comes up, he's just going to pop up. Now, can you see him? Every so often he just comes up like that. And the children have to pay a lot of attention, be really alert to see how many times he appears. And by the end of the lesson, the winner of the game guesses the correct amount of times he pops up and appears during the lesson. So there are 3 activities that you can do with this little elf. Now, you don't have to have an elf. You can have a little teddy bear or any character that you want, but I just use the elf because it's very Christmassy. So you have hide and seek, cold, warm, hot. You have the directions, left, right, forward, up, down. And then you have also Bob that comes popping up now and again during your online lesson. So there we are. I hope you like these activities. And until next time, we're going to go on our little unicorn now. Until next time, see you again and be theatrical. Bye.